Top of the top, y'all. It's your boy Show tapping in real quick. Today, what we're going to talk about is 5 ways to keep your confidence and keep a positive mindset when you're cold calling. All right. Cold calling is the cheapest form of marketing when you're getting into real estate, when you're getting into wholesale specifically, because this is a way that you can directly reach out to those sellers, communicate with them, have that first touch. So you want to make sure that you're giving out good energy when you make that first communication with these sellers, all right? Because as we know, these can turn into lucrative checks later on down the road. And most new wholesalers or new investors, or even people who are not even in real estate, maybe in finance, whatever it is, I don't care if it's insurance. If you are cold calling people, it makes you nervous. It gets under your skin. You don't know who you're going to talk to. You don't know what kind of mood they're in. You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know what they're going to do. And so, it can be nerve wracking, and all is the same when doing wholesaling, cold calling. So I'm just going to talk y'all through 5 key points that helped me get through cold calling when I was doing that. Now I have outsourced that to a cold caller, someone that we hired to make those calls for us. But I do still do all of the follow-ups. I do all of the negotiations. I make all of the offers. And so these things still stand, all right? Even after you talk to someone and you call them on a follow-up, you can still get those butterflies in your stomach, because you just don't know what kind of mood they're in today. But today, we're going to talk about how you can keep a positive mindset and conquer cold calling, all right? That could be the key to your next 20 racks, 100 racks, 500 racks, whatever, all right? Got to know how to cold call, got to know how to talk to people. So let's dive in. Number 1. Do not take it personal, okay? You do not know the people on the other end of this phone. The people on the other end of the phone do not know you, all right? This is not a personal phone call, all right? This is strictly business. So if you call them and they curse you out or, talk crazy, tell you to go F yourself, never call them again, cool. That's actually good for you, because now you don't have to waste any more time on this lead. If they come out combative off the top, they don't want to talk to you, they don't want you calling, cool. Erase them. Simply call the next lead, all right? You can get a completely different attitude on that next call. But the purpose of number 1 is just do not take it personal, all right? These people don't like being spammed. They could be dealing with a death in the family. They could be having a hard day at work, a hard day with their kids. They could be facing foreclosure. All type of reasons that could have these people, uptight and upset and frustrated, all right? And it's not your fault. You didn't cause this. That call out of nowhere might add fuel to the fire, but understand, it's not personal, and it's your job to cold call. It can always be a fact check on the other side of that phone, or it can always be a real problem that someone is having that you are looking to solve, all right? So do not take it personal. Number 2. You want to always be confident when you make those phone calls, all right? And a good way to do that, and this might sound cliche, but if you're on the phone and you're actually smiling while you're talking to people, that energy projects and they can feel that over the phone. It's crazy, but they really can. And if you really pay attention, I think my tone of voice might even change when I started smiling. All right, but back to the video. So you want to have that confidence and smile when you call, all right? And you're probably wondering, well, how do I have the confidence? Well, you have the confidence by knowing what you're going to say when you call them. So if you already know the address, you're calling because you want to purchase this property, you're interested in making a cash offer and just talking to them about the details. That's why you call it. You simply calling to get more information on the property if they're willing to sell, all right? So why you're calling, have a script in front of you, have your key talking points, and that should help build that confidence when you call. Because like I said in point number 1, this is not personal. You don't know these people don't know you. Every person you call is the exact same, all right? Until you get deeper into that conversation, until they do or do not want to sell, until you do or you do not have a deal, all right? All of these people are the same. Treat them the same, all right, on that initial contact, all right? So just have your script, know what you need to know what you need to say, go over that, rehearse it with yourself if you need to, but make sure when you make that phone call and you get somebody who actually picks up and is ready to talk to you, you are giving off good energy. You are displaying confidence. You want them to believe you are the expert. You know what you're talking about. You know about the real estate market. You know how much their house is worth. You know how much you can offer, and you know why, all right? So have that script, have that general information that you need from them, why they're selling, how much do they want, What type of condition is the property in? You know, all of those qualifications that we talked about on another one of my videos. Those are ways that you can build confidence in that phone call, all right? Have a script. A script is important. Until you make enough phone calls to where you just know this like the back of your hand, have a script. Read off of that script. Practice that script. You know, hype yourself up before those calls. Whatever you need to do, but all of these potential sellers are the same on that initial phone call. Don't treat any of them different. Doesn't matter what list they come from. I don't care if it's foreclosure, probate, divorce, whatever. They're all the same. They are distressed sellers and we're trying to buy their property, all right? So remember that, guys. Keep that confidence and smile. So number 3, what we want to make sure we're doing when we're on the phone with these sellers is stating facts, all right? Now, we are calling to initially get information from them, but we also want to be able to do a little bit of research on that property before we make that call. So, you know, you might want to know how many bedrooms and bathrooms it is before that initial call. You might want to know if you're calling on a house or if you're calling on vacant land. You might want to know whose name is actually on that deed. You know, simple things that you can at least just throw out to them so they know that you know what you're talking about. You're not just calling out of nowhere. You actually are interested in their property specifically. And sometimes, depending on how many people you call in, you may not have time to do a lot of research on these houses. But I mean, one piece of general information that you can throw out there to hook them in and say, okay, he actually does know a little bit about my property. He knows something about my property. So I might call and say, hey, am I speaking to Jane? Yeah, this is Jane. Hey, Jane, my name is Andrew. I was giving you a call in regards to your property at 123 State Street. We buy properties in the neighborhood, and I was wondering if you would consider a cash offer for the property there. Yeah, I might consider cash offer or whatever her rebuttal is. And then I might go into and say, okay, so is this property a 2-3? Or 3-2, 3 beds, 2 baths, or something like that? Or I might look at the map and tell her something like, oh yeah, we just bought a house 2 streets over on Burdell Street. If Google Maps shows that 2 streets over, there's a street named Burdell. They're never gonna ask you, oh, what's the exact address of that property you bought over there? I just say things like that to let them know I am familiar with the area, right? I say streets that I know they're gonna know, because if they've been living over there, they know what's 2 streets over, right? So when you say things like that, it makes you seem more knowledgeable, right? Or if you're talking to one person and you know the person that's listed on the deed is Marjorie or something like that, that may be her mother. Say, hey, was this your mother's property? I see here listed on the deed, it's in the name of Marjorie Smith or whatever, you know, just to bring up some type of fact, state some type of fact regarding the property and your call. And 9 times out of 10, that's going to make them more comfortable with talking to you. Okay, so do a little bit of homework, do a little bit of research, man. Know who you're calling, know why you're calling. Be confident, and remember, smile. So number 4, what we want to make sure we are doing is mirroring the seller, okay? So the strategy is called mirroring. And just like a mirror, if you look in the mirror, what do you see? A reflection of yourself, all right? So what this means is, to give a specific example. So let's say you're talking to a seller on that cold call and you ask him, okay, why are you considering selling the property? And he says, well, you know, I'm tired of living in the city. I want to live in the country. You just simply want to repeat what he said to keep the conversation going. And most of the time, this is going to make people talk even more. And it makes them feel comfortable because now they feel like you are listening to them. All right. So what I would say in that instance is, oh, you're moving to the country, huh? Simple as that, guys. Like literally simple as that. Just mirror the last thing that they said. All right. He'll probably say something like, yeah, it's time for me to get out the city. It's just way too busy in the city. It's too noisy. And so I'll say, man, so you think the city's too noisy? He gonna go up and say, yeah, man, I live downtown and it's really busy all the time. And it's a lot of teenagers, you know, I'm getting older. And so you say, so with you being older, you don't really like being around all the noise, the hustle and bustle that the younger generation is making down there, huh? You know, just continuously feed off of what he's saying. That can continue a conversation for 10 to 20 minutes, especially if you have a seller who likes to talk, all right? So you want to mirror the seller. You maybe don't do that throughout the whole conversation, but you want to have certain talking points, especially if you don't have anything to follow up with that. You want to let the seller do majority of the talking. The best way to do that is to just mirror them, let them know that you're listening, and then they'll keep talking. You'll get as much information as you need, sometimes even more if you let the seller talk more than you talk. Now, you definitely want to get your questions out. You want to qualify them. You want to get the general information that you need. But if you get a seller talking, let them talk, man. You're going to end up discovering a lot more that you probably would not have even asked that can help you, especially in the next process when it comes to negotiation and things like that, because we want to use their situation kind of against them, guys, all right? To get them to sell and get them to sell at the price that we're going to need it for as wholesalers. All right. So there we have it on that, man. You want to make sure that you are mirroring the seller to draw them in, let them know you are paying attention, you are interested in them just as you are interested in their property. All right. So there it is, guys. You want to mirror that seller. You want to repeat things that they say to you. It's a simple concept, but I promise it works. All right, guys, number 5 and the most important concept here today. You want to remember every time you pick up that phone and you call a lead, you're calling with the intention to help them. All right. Yeah, you want to make money. Yeah, you want to get their property so you can wholesale and get a big assignment fee or whatever the case may be, build your empire, create wealth for your family. Those are all good things. But the first step is helping these individuals, because most of the people that we're calling as wholesalers that we're looking for that are good deals for us are distressed sellers. When I say distressed sellers, this means they are going through something in their lives to where they need to sell their property for under market value, even in a hot market like there is today. All right. So these people are usually going through something. They have a problem that needs to be solved. They have issues that need solutions. And for the most part, they need someone knowledgeable about real estate who can come in and help them and provide solutions and resources for their specific situation. All right. So always remember, if they are a distressed seller, if you done did driving for dollars and the house was tore down, or if they on the tax list, code violation, they're not keeping up with those things. Something is wrong. There is a problem there somewhere. I don't care what it is. Somebody passed away. They have tenants who aren't taking care of the house. They live out of state and can't do it. They have a family member who they let live there for free and just doesn't care about the property, whatever the reason is. 9 times out of 10, if we're calling them, they are distressed sellers. They have a problem that needs a solution. You are the solution engineer. You are calling to solve their problem and make money in the process. All right. That's how this goes, guys. So you want to keep that mindset of every lead that you call, you are calling to help them. So the questions you ask them and the conversations you have with them are geared towards providing a solution to their property problem. All right. Every single time, guys. All right. So never forget those 5 steps, and always remember, don't feel bad about calling. Even if they feel insulted by your low offer, you calling to help. If you can't help with the offer you provide, that's fine. Go on to the next seller, or maybe even provide different solutions for them. Say, hey, you might want to find a realtor and list on the market, or, whatever the case may be. Try to provide other solutions for them, even if that doesn't result in you getting paid. All right. Our goal at the end of the day is to help as many sellers as we possibly can. Of course, we want to make money from that. And generally, if you can help people, the money will come. All right. If you focus on the money and not helping people, it might be choppy. But if you are consistently focused on helping people and that is your mindset, you are going to make the money in this business. All right. Because the people who get paid the most in wholesaling are solution engineers. They find these distressed sellers and they help them get to the next point in their life so they can move on to bigger and better things. And then we get a fat ass assignment check. All right. So there are the 5 things that will help you keep a good mindset when cold calling, that you need to keep in mind when cold calling. Those 5 tips will help you be successful in cold calling, which will in turn help you be successful in your wholesaling business. All right, guys. So take that with you today. And until the next video, man, tap in, keep working.